Hello everyone, Railgan here with another ZvT game. Today I want to present to you my guide to playing Hydralisk Lurker Ling in the ZvT matchup. I'm kind of going to do a more detailed walkthrough through the build order this time, and as you can tell we're opening with a rather quick pull into hatch, into gas. So it's a pull hatch gas opener that you'll see me do when I go for Mutalisk, when I go for the 3 roach opener, when I go for 2 base Hydra, 2 base Muta, I don't know, 2 base Infester. No matter what, I always open this way. I slowly stuck up the put drones in the gas. You don't have to open this way, it's just the way that I think is best to open. I'm trying to check with my 2 lings if he's going for a factory. If I see a fast factory, what I'm doing is a small variation. I build an evolution chamber at around 3 minutes either way, but if I see a factory, I do a little bit of a mix-up, and we're going to see what that is. As always, I get the Carapace upgrade, because the Carapace upgrade is really important. It helps a lot against marines and also against cyclones. What I'm trying to do right now is send 8 lings across the map and immediately put them into an Overlord. I use these links to scout what kind of opener he's going for with his starport, if is my opponent going for banshees or not. I see no add-on on the starport and I see only Hellions, so I know nothing like that should be coming my way. With the next 100 gas, after the Carapace upgrade, I got the Lair. Once I had both mineral lines saturated with drones, I took additional gases. And a very common follow-up to Hellions, if you see no tech lab on the starport, is a medivac, so they try to drop you a little bit. I made some safety links, just make as many as so you feel safe against the 3-rex opener, not 3-rex, the 2-rex opener into 16 marines. You kind of want to make only links after the 420 mark until you fended it off. Against other openers you can kind of play a little bit more relaxed. Once my lair is done, I built a Hydralisk then, and also got the +1 Carapace up, the Baning Nest. Yeah, the +1 Carapace as well, but I got the Baning Nest just to help me deal with the Hellbeds. I can also fend it off with lings without any issue, as you can tell. Just have to be a bit careful with how you engage, but queens and lings are more than enough. I just made some banelings, so I'm absolutely safe, but you can skip the banelings without any issue. But I advise you build that baneling nest, especially if you're dealing with a lot of Hellions. If you see a Hellion opener, just build a baneling nest. He's going for a bio switch after this into the standard 5-rack stuff. I have a changeling here to scout. He's harassing me a bit with liberators over here, but that's fine. I have Hydralisks and queens ready to defend. Queens are very, very useful as well. I'm building some spore crawlers right now. The queens, if you have to use queens in fights, especially against the 16 marine drop and you have some Hydras, the best thing you can do is put the queens at the front and then put some Hydralisks behind them, so the queens tank the damage, because they have a lot more HP than a Hydralisk, and I believe they also have 1 additional armor, but I'm not quite sure. Anyways, once my +1 Carapace was done, I built a second evolution chamber and I'm getting the +2 Carapace and the +1 missile attack. I'm getting a Lurker then once my Hydralisk upgrade is done, my first one. He's doing a really big attack right here with Hellbats, and you can see it right here again. I'm always trying to put queens at the front to survive. I was not really prepared for this attack. I thought he was going to delay the attack a little bit. I'm not really scouting well this game, so mistakes were made. But if you just make some lings and Hydras, you're usually fine against these attacks. And Hydras are also really good at defending drops. You can kind of smell drops coming. Like if your opponent is moving over here, he's probably dropping you somewhere else. And then, next step, I get the Overlord speed about at the same time as I start my Lurker then, so it finishes around the same time. And my goal is always to attack the Terran at 2 fronts, so drop him at the same time as push him to him. Building a lot of Lurkers right now. Lurkers are very useful, and because I put all my gas into Lurkers, I have to make lings to spend the rest of my money on. Need a couple Overlords. I like to go for at least 4 Overlords, 2 with Lurkers, 2 with Hydras when I drop my opponent. He's going for a drop himself. Taking the space right now. I'm trying to put some pressure on him at the front so he doesn't... I don't want him to just go back to his main with everything. Just put some pressure on him. Over here the drop is doing a little bit of damage, and then once you're in his production, drop all that stuff. Burrow the Lurkers, and ideally you want them to fire at the ramp as well, but Lurkers are doing a really good job in this kind of situation. At the same time I'm blocking him at the front. He's slowly starting to clean things up in his main base. He wasted quite a few scans, and the Lurkers are actually still here doing damage. At the same time, going back a little bit, at the same time I'm breaking him in the front because I noticed that he is moving his entire army into the main base. So at first I was like, maybe I should defend, and then I realized that almost his entire army is gone. So I go in, burrow the Lurker a bit closer, spread out my Hydralisk somewhat in a concave. And the couple lings are actually really useful here as well because it makes the tanks do friendly fire. So he's losing everything in his main base, he's getting killed at his third base as well. I also lost most of my army, so it's not like it was a completely one-sided trade. Behind this I'm getting the hive so I can eventually get into the Broodlord tech. And yeah. Setting up the next drop. He eventually managed to clear things up. I didn't quite manage to kill his production. Always depends how much you drop. Some Hydras down here, cleaning up that drop, setting up for another drop. If you drop pure Hydra drops are usually not that good. I noticed that he's moving out, so I immediately tried to drop into his main base again. Sending my Overseer in first. I think does he react to that? No, he doesn't. Just that drop over there. He didn't bother to check that I actually took the gold base, I think. The Hydralisks are doing a lot of damage to his production once again. He's trying to kill them with Liberators, and walking up a ramp into even upgraded Hydras is not really that cost efficient. He's kind of getting a good trade here because he has more units, and if I had like 1 or 2 Lurkers there I would have been a lot more efficient than I have been this way. And I'm just kind of building as many Hydralisks and Lurkers as I can right now. The more the better. Still dropping me. I have Hydralisks everywhere so I can quickly react to these drops and shut them down. In the past I made videos where I said that the Hydralisk is a bad unit. I still think that the Hydralisk is pretty bad against Terran, but because of the Liberator nerf they've kind of gotten a little bit better. And now I think he's going for the last final big attack, which might last quite a while, so let's see how this one goes. Trying to keep him away a bit. I have him a bit distant. I still have the Overlords here so I can drop more units again. I'm making the low health Hydras into Lurkers. It's really hard for him to just push into these Lurkers. I mean, tanks have more range, right? As you can tell. But the Lurkers do a lot of damage to his bio, so I'm kind of being pushed back a little bit. Then I set up another drop right here. Send it all the way across. Now all I have to do is hold on while my hold out while my drop is. I'm going to finish him eventually. I don't want to run into his army. You have seen this in another video on this map as well, where he kind of contained me with the tanks. And all I have to do right now is hold on. I don't mind sacrificing this space over here. He's pushing me in here, but pure bio is not going to kill Hydra Lurker. My drop is almost at his main. It takes quite a while to get there, I guess. Trying to save my workers. Yeah, now he's pushing a little bit too far forward. At the same time the drop is now landing. I don't think he has any scans ready either. So now I completely stopped his production, and he will need to push up into me. Oh, he will need into me over here. It's kind of getting wrecked. Like the lings are doing a good job to make the tanks fire at his own units, and then eventually has to run into the Lurkers, and the Lurkers are doing a lot of damage. Keep in mind, over here I'm still in his production, all the new units that spawn for him are being killed. With the bio gone, the tanks are no longer able to stand a chance, and yeah. That's how you play Ling Hydra Lurker against Terran. Eventually you could also just get Brood Lords and finish things that way. It's a very fun place, it's a very fun style to play. You can use a lot of drops, you could also drop some Lurkers here, drop a Lurker here, drop some Hydras here, I don't know. You can do a lot of fun things with this. This was just kind of to show you what the general plan is when you go for Ling Hydra Lurker. I kinda looked at how Terrans play the TvT matchup when I came up with this style, and played the TvT matchup a bit and noticed well, drops are really annoying to deal with even for Terran. Then I figured might as well try it against Terran, and I remembered that against Protoss you used to do Lurker drops a bit, so I just made that style work against Terran as well. So thank you all for watching, I hope this helped you guys, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye!